Heists have always been a subject of fascination, and they have been immortalized in popular culture through books, movies, and TV shows. But some heists stand out from the rest due to their scale, sophistication, and audacity. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at some of the world's greatest heists in history. From the legendary train robbery of 1963 to the $1.3 billion cyber heist of 2018, we'll cover it all. Welcome to our video on the world's greatest heists in history. In this video, we'll take you on a thrilling journey through some of the most daring and audacious robberies of all time. The Great Train Robbery, 1963. The Great Train Robbery of 1963 was a heist carried out by a gang of 15 men who robbed a Royal Mail train traveling from Glasgow to London. The gang used a tampered signal to stop the train and then got away with £2.6 million, equivalent to around £50 million today. The robbery was meticulously planned, with the gang spending months scouting the area and studying the train's timetable. They also recruited a train driver to help them with the robbery. During the robbery, the gang overpowered the train's driver and the postal workers and then unloaded the bags of money from the train. They later divided the loot and went into hiding. However, despite their careful planning, the gang made several mistakes that ultimately led to their downfall. The police launched a massive manhunt and eventually caught most of the gang members, who were sentenced to long prison terms. The Great Train Robbery is considered one of the most audacious heists in history and has been the subject of numerous books, movies, and TV shows. The Brinksmat Robbery, 1983. The Brinksmat Robbery of 1983 was a heist carried out by a gang of 6 men who stole 6,800 gold bars, worth over £26 million, equivalent to around £100 million today, from the Brinksmat warehouse at Heathrow Airport, London. The robbers used a JCB digger to break through the wall of the warehouse and then poured petrol over the guards, threatening to set them alight if they didn't cooperate. The gang got away with the gold, but most of them were eventually caught and sent to prison. The robbery was planned and executed by a group of experienced criminals, including a former employee of the Brinksmat warehouse who provided inside information about the security arrangements. The robbers knew that the gold would be delivered to the warehouse on a particular day and at a specific time, and they planned the heist accordingly. After breaking into the warehouse, the robbers used a gas-powered cutting tool to break open the metal cages containing the gold bars. They loaded the gold into the back of a van and fled the scene, leaving behind the digger and other evidence. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum Robbery, 1990. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum Robbery of 1990 is one of the most famous art heists in history. The robbery took place on March 18, 1990, when 2 men dressed as police officers gained access to the museum in Boston, Massachusetts. The thieves overpowered the guards and tied them up before stealing 13 works of art, including paintings by Vermeer, Rembrandt, and Manet, valued at over $500 million. The robbery was meticulously planned and executed by a group of professional criminals who had been scouting the museum for several years. They knew the layout of the museum, the positions of the guards, and the location of the artworks they wanted to steal. They also knew that the museum's security system was outdated and vulnerable to attack. The thieves were able to gain access to the museum by posing as police officers responding to a disturbance call. They tricked the guards into letting them in and then overpowered them before making their way to the galleries containing the targeted artworks. The Antwerp Diamond Heist, 2003. The Antwerp Diamond Heist of 2003 is one of the largest diamond heists in history. It took place in the Antwerp Diamond District in Belgium, which is one of the world's largest diamond trading centers. The heist was carried out over the Easter weekend, when the diamond district was closed, and the thieves managed to get away with diamonds and other precious gems worth around $100 million. The robbery was carried out by a group of professional thieves who had been planning the heist for several months. They gained access to the heavily secured vault of the Antwerp Diamond Center by posing as diamond merchants and renting an office in the building. They then used a combination of drills, heat torches, and other tools to break through multiple layers of security and gain access to the vault. Once inside the vault, the thieves filled several bags with diamonds and other gems before making their escape. They were able to evade the police and get away with the loot, which was later traced to various countries, including Switzerland, Italy, and the United Arab Emirates. The Banco Central Heist, 2005. The Banco Central Heist of 2005 is one of the largest bank robberies in history, and it took place in Fortaleza, Brazil. The heist was carried out by a group of around 30 criminals who dug a tunnel underneath the bank's vault and stole approximately $70 million in Brazilian reais, equivalent to around $33 million USD at the time. The robbery was meticulously planned and executed over a period of several months, with the criminals renting a nearby property and using it as a base for their operations. They dug the tunnel from the property to the bank's vault, using sophisticated equipment and techniques to avoid detection. The thieves were able to bypass the bank's security system and gain access to the vault, where they used blowtorches to open the safe deposit boxes and steal the cash and other valuables inside. They then escaped through the tunnel, taking the loot with them. The Hatton Garden Heist, 2015. The Hatton Garden Heist of 2015 is one of the most high-profile and audacious jewelry heists in history, and it took place in the heart of London's jewelry district. The heist was carried out over the Easter weekend, when many businesses in the area were closed, and the thieves managed to get away with jewelry, cash, and other valuables worth approximately £14 million, equivalent to around $20 million USD at the time. The robbery was carried out by a group of elderly career criminals who had been planning the heist for several months. They gained access to the Hatton Garden safe deposit vault by drilling through a thick concrete wall and then used cutting tools to break into 73 of the 999 safety deposit boxes inside. The thieves were able to bypass the security system of the vault, which had not been upgraded since the 1990s, and make off with a significant amount of jewelry and other valuables. They then escaped from the scene in a rented van, which they abandoned a few streets away. The Bangladesh Bank Heist, 2016. The Bangladesh Bank Heist of 2016 is one of the largest cyber bank heists in history, and it took place in the capital city of Dhaka. The heist was carried out by a group of hackers who used sophisticated techniques to gain access to the computer systems of the Bangladesh Bank, the Central Bank of Bangladesh. The hackers managed to steal approximately $81 million from the bank's account at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, which they then attempted to transfer to various accounts in the Philippines. Although some of the transfers were successful, others were stopped by the banking authorities, and a total of around $15 million was recovered. The Bangladesh Bank heist was notable for its scale and sophistication, as well as the audacity of the hackers involved. The attack involved multiple stages, including the use of malware to gain access to the bank systems and the creation of fake accounts to receive the stolen funds. The hackers also attempted to cover their tracks by deleting records of fraudulent transfers from the bank systems. And that concludes our video on the world's greatest heists in history. We hope you enjoyed learning about these incredible heists and the people who carried them out. From the Great Train Robbery of 1963 to the Bangladesh Bank Heist of 2016, each of these heists had a lasting impact on the world of crime and captured the public's imagination. Which of these heists did you find the most fascinating? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting content. Thank you for watching.